A few days ago, I happened to get access to the Killing Floor 3 closed beta, and as I was a big fan of Killing Floor 2 and its gameplay loop, I wanted to give it a try. Initially, I wasn't going to make this video, as I'm still working on the Dying Light 2 review, but I kinda feel like I had to make it after playing the beta, as what I played just kinda left me a little confused, if you know what I mean. So this is a sequel, 9 years in the making, so that should be ample time to make massive improvements to the franchise itself, right? Right guys? Anyone? I really hadn't kept up with the drama surrounding the game, so I went into the beta with an open mind. But as soon as I turned the game on and had my first match, those hopes started being replaced with a massive sense of disappointment. Firstly, something that's going to impact a lot of people's experience is the game's performance, which is complete dogshit and almost unplayable for me. My graphics card is RTX 2070 Super. It's not the newest card, but it's more than enough to play most modern games at 1080p with no problem. So why the f do I need to play this game at the lowest settings with DLSS on performance and still barely get a consistent 40 to 60 FPS with stutters and freezes happening every 5 seconds? It feels laggy as shit all the time. I feel as if I'm playing on 200 ping while it actually ping 35, and like what's up with every new game coming out having the worst possible optimization ever, and the game even doesn't look that good. But before I give myself an aneurysm, I have to remind myself this game is a beta, so some quirks and performance issues are bound to pop up. But the problem is that the game is releasing in a fucking month. A month! Initially I thought it was just maybe my PC, but when searching answers on the interwebs I found many people had the same issues I did. And for those people who say, it's just a beta bro, yeah, I've seen this song and dance 100 different times before, so my hopes that I'll fix anything are somewhere in the Mariana Trench. But what's even more concerning are the constant game-breaking bugs that pop up every single match.
Can't make it, the shit's stuck! Out of my way, son!
This game has bugs as far as I can see. For example, I couldn't use my medkits, reload my weapons, or use my utility from the first round on till the last. And right in the next game, I played half the time with the gun covering my entire screen and I couldn't see shit.
What the fuck?
Basically almost every single game I've had to deal with some kind of game breaking or annoying ass bug. And let me remind you, the game is launching in a month. If this is the best they can provide, so close to release, we're gonna have another Payday 3 on our hands. But that's just technical bullshit, and it can be ironed out in the future. So the way more important question is the game actually fun to play? As of now, most definitely not. It feels like a Chinese ripoff of Killing Floor 2. The movement feels like garbage, the guns look and feel like toys, the animations are laughably bad, the maps are painfully generic and boring to play, so I'm left wondering, how did they downgrade everything from a 9-year-old game? Just shooting at enemies and moving around feels janky as hell, it doesn't feel responsive in the slightest and everything just feels delayed. It all just feels so lifeless. The entire time I was playing this game, it felt like a free-to-play hero shooter. Even the UI looks like it would be straight from Call of Duty or Overwatch. And worst of all, I was just bored to death playing this game. It had no magic that the original 2 games did. This isn't Killing Floor, this is Killing Bored. The most fun thing to do in this game is press the exit button and launch Killing Floor 2. Basically nothing has been improved from the last game, rather things have taken a few steps back. Even though it is a beta and they might add some extra content on launch, when you compare this and Killing Floor 2's early access, it's night and day. And the thing is, I wanted to like this game, I really did, and even when the specialists were revealed and everybody was hating on them, I really didn't care, as long as the gameplay was fun. So are the specialists or heroes or whatever they like to call it nowadays actually fun to play or have anything interesting about them aside an I win button? Nope. And the design of the specialists straight up looks like they told AI to make the most generic looking heroes imaginable, and the writing feels like straight out of a Marvel movie with a "he's right behind me, isn't he?" quips being thrown around every 2 seconds.
Let a professional handle this. This isn't working for me. Practical effects are the best effects.
Could this trend just please die already? It wasn't funny 5 years ago and it's not gonna be funny now. In Killing Floor 2, I could always choose my class and my character, so if I find some of them annoying, I could just not play as them. But in this game, if I want the utility of the firebug or the medic or the commando, I'm kinda forced to play those characters with their obnoxious dogshit dialogue. I mean, just look at these designs. We have the lesbian haircut .jpeg, the big engineer dude .png, the chemotherapy patient .mp4, cool ninja from Google search, and finally the futuristic sniper woman .pdf. Like, you can't make this shit up. The only character that's passable is Mr. Foster, whose design really hasn't changed at all. Like Tripwire, I think Concord is calling, they want their heroes back. And I swear to god, it's not just the playable characters. Now even the bosses look like sized up versions of the normal mobs. And unlike in the previous game, they don't talk to you, they don't have any personality, and they just spam the same move over and over again, making the boss fights not difficult, but just incredibly tedious. This game just feels like another case of fumbling everything. When you get a perfectly good blueprint ready to go, but don't you worry about the silly little things like making a playable good game. The battle pass in the store are ready to go day one. So that made me wanna know what the community thought. When looking at the people's reaction online, it seems many people have the same criticisms and problems I do, but instead of addressing them, the devs kinda said, nah, I'ma do my own thing. And of course, the devs are making the excuse that this is an old build, and in the new build, trust me bro, everything is fixed bro, it's so good bro, trust me, just trust me bro. Literally every game that has a bad beta, it's the same excuse every single time. And maybe, they might fix the technical stuff, but you're not gonna rework an entire game within a span of a month. The gameplay is just boring generic slop. To make this game actually fun to play, they would have to redesign the maps, the weapons, the physics, the animations, the specialists, the gadgets, and so much more. So that makes me doubtful they'd put all that effort into this game. I mean, they could, but will they is another question. But now I basically ranted the whole time how I've been disappointed with the game. But are there any good parts? Well, some of the redesigns that the basic mobs and enemies have gotten do look kinda decent, and the soundtrack as usual is really fucking good. And the weapon customization is quite decent, and the perk progression is not half bad, but that's about where the improvements end. I mean, maybe the core is a little better than Killing Floor 2, but thanks to all the visual clutter and stuff on your screen, it's quite hard to tell half the time. But now having gone through all the 5 stages of grief, I gotta ask, like, who is this game made for? And why was it made? It's just an inferior game in every sense of the word to Killing Floor 2, so why even waste your time and make this thing? The gameplay hasn't been innovated in any meaningful way, and just introduced things that didn't make sense or didn't need to be in the game. So why in the diggity damn fuck do so many developers feel the need to fix things that aren't broken? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, this definitely isn't the worst game I've played in recent time, and it's not unfixable, it's just a whole bag of disappointment. Cause it's inferior in every single regard, so why would I ever wanna play this instead of Killing Floor 2? It's like I'm choosing between the original product and the cheap Chinese knockoff. For me at least, the choice is quite clear. But now that I've said my 2 cents, what about you? Have you tried it? Did you like it? Comment down below, drop a like on the video, and also check out my other stuff. And the Dying Light 2 video is coming out when it's ready. So with that, I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye bye now.